of important to mention what you just mentioned, which is that this has been a bit of a social media firestorm, is kind of how you put it. Was that right?
That's right. But I heard from a lot of people, and I listen. I always listen to people when they have concerns, and I wanted to reassure them that we're not trying to take anything away from them. We're just trying to provide a level playing field for everybody in the industry. So we have and this is absolutely the way things happen in Olympia. We propose an idea, we listen to concerns, and then we change the proposal. So we are now at the change point the first change.
Perfect.
And there will probably be more changes after that.
Perfect. And do you want to explain, just honestly for my benefit, what the amendment is?
Well, the amendment does two things. It takes out the ban on booth rentals, and it adds barbers. So two of the comments I heard over and over was that banning booth rentals would take away the livelihoods. Now, that's not the way I read it, but since they read it that way and were concerned about that, we can take it out. The other issue, the barber issue, is a little special, I think, because no barber shops have come to me like the salons that came to me to ask for more tax equity. But we added barber because a lot of people seem to think that it was unfair to just focus on cosmetologists.
When apparently, I'm reading from this, booth renters that we've spoken to say that they pay B&O taxes?
Well, that's terrific. Then they are absolutely not affected by the bill.
Okay, so this won't change anything for them.
For that, people who are paying the taxes that are equitable and correct will not be affected. People who aren't, maybe.
Okay, so some booth renters don't pay B&O taxes.
It depends on what kind of business they have as an independent contractor, if they are independent contractors. So it depends on how much they make. It depends on how much, what their accounts show. So B&O tax is a gross receipts tax, and it's on every business.
Okay. So the salon owners with employees and salon owners with booth renters, they'll now be subject to the same taxes.
Yes.
What does that mean for like the stylists themselves?
It means that they will either pay their own taxes by themselves, or the salon will pay the taxes. It's up to them how they want to do it.
Okay, so it could affect them depending on what the salon wants to do.
Yeah, we're just trying to have a level playing field so everyone is paying the same tax and the same rate. And that seems fair. Okay. We'll have a hearing on Monday, and then we can puzzle out other issues. Nothing's ever perfect when you do legislation, and that's why you have to always be open to hearing what people's concerns are and open to change.
Okay. The independent contractors don't pay into workers' comp or unemployment because they can't take advantage of those benefits since they work for themselves, right? And so why do some believe requiring them to pay into that would level the playing field?
They will get the benefits too.
They will?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So does that bill do that? Does it give them the benefits?
Yes.
Okay.
It equalizes so that it doesn't make any difference whether you're a salon owner or whether you're in the booth renter business.
Okay.
So can we
hold on for 1 second?
Yeah.
If they're truly an independent contractor, they will not be paying it.
They don't pay worker comp. They do pay B&O.
They will not pay unemployment. They will pay B&O.
Okay.
So
we should clarify that.
We should redo that question.
Okay.
If they're truly an independent contractor, they'll meet the independent contractor test. They will not pay unemployment or workers comp. But the way you asked that question, I think it could have come across on TV differently.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So, independent contractors, they don't pay into workers' comp or unemployment and they can't take advantage of those benefits. So in that way,
well, that's not even quite right. Independent contractors can pay into unemployment benefits, but it's their choice whether or not they want to. And they can opt into unemployment benefits, they can opt into paid family leave as well, and take advantage of the benefits. The only one that they can't opt into is workers' comp, the occupational disease program, which is a bit of a problem because hairdressers in salons sometimes get chemical exposures, or often after a few years, carpal tunnel and other musculoskeletal diseases. So occupational diseases may be a problem for them, but if they're not in workers' comp, that's not covered.
Okay, so that would be still the main one of the main differences, right, is that there is some parts of those benefits that won't be.
The main difference is what we are trying to do is equalize the playing field so that salons who have employees and the booth renters who are true independent contractors have the same tax level and tax duty. So we're just trying to make a level playing field so no one gets an unfair advantage.
Do you guys feel like that? Did that clarify it? Are we good there? Okay, perfect. Can you clarify the difference between the independent contractors and the sole proprietors?
A sole proprietor, I think, is a business owner. An independent contractor works for themselves. And a business owner might hire other people, might become an employer. It's usually an incorporated LLC or some other business, but it has a different business license than an independent contractor.
Okay. And I think we may have covered this. How is the bill going to affect stylists? Not salon owners, but the independent stylists.
If they're independent contractors, it won't at all.
But if the stylists that work for employees, they may be affected depending on how the owner wants to make this work.
No.
Okay.
The salon owner with employees will not have any change. Independent contractors who meet the test of being a true independent contractor also will have no change. The gray area here is people that are kind of playing at both sides. We want to level the playing field and not have people confuse whether they're an employee or an independent contractor. Either one or the other is fine, and you will both be treated essentially the same.
Okay. I think that makes sense. Let me just make sure they didn't have anything else they wanted me to ask.
We're having a hearing on Monday.
Okay.
And there may be more amendments. This is not the very first week of session that we're in is when you start testing things, you start proposing things. And it's such a long road from now until adjournment. And so we have many, many, many steps to go through the process of legislation. Doing anything in depth on an early proposal is kind of a waste of time.
Right, because this will change probably
many
quite
significantly,
a bit.
yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And the last question that they asked, and we may have covered this, I just want to make sure that I get it all out there. The bill is targeting people who own the salon and rent booths, or the people who are hairstylists and rent booths?
The bill doesn't target, but it does apply to the entire industry and levels the playing field for the entire industry so that people are treated fairly. It's a pretty simple tax fairness approach. The confusion happened with the term ban booth rentals, and that was taken from two other laws, one in New Jersey and one in Pennsylvania, that have already become law, and those terms were used when we were cutting and pasting and using the different concepts from those bills.